Yeah, Lovely Planet.
So,
That's the 6 a.m. game.
yeah, this is your cheerful wake-up game, the loveliest FPS you'll ever see. There's, in fact, not even any shadows in this game because it's so bright and lovely that the lighting is just there for you. So I guess off the top, I can introduce myself. I'm Sigma. I primarily run this game among a few others. Let's just go down the couch and people can say who they are.
So here. I'm Racefire.
Motio.
And I'm the Angel.
Alright, so this is going to be a little bit of a special run because I have a few new strats that anybody who's been watching my stream will have not seen yet because nobody's done them in single segment yet. Largely because they were thought to be too inconsistent, but practicing here at SGDQ, we figured out a little bit of a better setup for some of them, so I'm just going to go for it, and we're probably going to lose a few seconds because consistency there, not quite there yet just yet, but we'll see how it goes. So one of them is coming up soon. This is level 10, level 12. Well, I guess this strat's been around, but this one has a high probability for failure because of this very precise jump here, which I got.
Nice.
And then these set long shots, which I got. So that was pretty much perfect for level 12. That's like a big point of resets when going for world record attempts, so doing pretty good so far. And now we kind of just have a few chill levels, so this is a good time for donations while we finish up the last of World 1.
Alright, sounds good. Got a quick $25 donation from Jack879. Hey Sigma, wanted to wish you good luck on the Lovely Planet run. I'm sure it'll be spectacular.
Awesome, thanks.
So for those of you that are watching this and you might be new to how Lovely Planet as a game works, the objective is every level there are a variety of things going on, but in order to complete a level you have to shoot all of the red dudes, both the skinny and the big ones, and then touch the purple pole at the end.
Yeah, the main whole objective for each level is to reduce the baddie count to 0. So as you see, you'll see him shoot apples, and in certain levels you'll see him not shoot any apples at all. They are not required to complete the level.
And also there are some times where an apple is shot in the air and he can actually reach the goal before the apple hits the floor. Ways that you can fail a level in this game is by failing to shoot all the baddies, which are the red guys, shooting one of the friendly guys, which is the blue dudes, or by letting an apple hit the ground.
Yeah, so we're done with World 1 there. That was actually a pretty sick World 1. We're going to see here, I'm going to skip this apple on the left here because I can beat it to the pillar. It doesn't have to die. It's only things that are both red and have a face that we need to kill. So there's a kind of tricky jump there, and I got it, so that's good. We can skip running around that hill and instead just go up the hill. So it saves 2 seconds. So pretty good so far.
So an interesting thing about this game is that the apples that you see that are sometimes shot off are kind of on triggers, and it's possible, depending on the routing you use for the level that you're on, to just skip a trigger entirely. And because the game is programmed to only make you fail a level if the apple hits the ground, if it never fires off, you can just ignore it entirely.
Yeah, we don't really go out of our way to avoid apples. We just happen to skip a bunch of triggers because we go in unintended ways. So in a lot of these levels, you'll see apples just kind of sitting around on the ground, and we just never have to deal with them just because we've got faster routes.
Yeah, the game is split into 5 segments and areas, and right now we're on the second area, but each area tries to introduce new mechanics that add more challenge to the game. So as they continue on, we'll try and explain them more for everybody.
Yeah, I guess one thing that I kind of just blasted through is most of the time you have to hit an enemy directly to kill them, but any of these red square guys, oh, there's a fall. I can kill them by hitting their bullets, and in some cases you can kill them by getting them to shoot each other's bullets, which we saw once in World 1, but I didn't really highlight it, so we probably missed it, and it's unlikely that it'll happen again, but there's one place where it might. We'll see.
Another thing that you might not notice is whenever he shoots and then quickly turns, but then waits before doing something, like ending a level, there is kind of verification that he did in fact hit the enemy on the gun. Blue and yellow sparkles appear, and that kind of signifies that you did in fact kill an enemy.
Oh, blue's a hit and yellow is a kill.
Okay.
Yeah, you get that interesting situation if you bait shots so that enemies are killing each other and you're not even shooting them. You'll see yellow sparks appear, but not blue sparks appear because you didn't hit anything, but you killed something. There's a nice skip there. Okay, so here's one of the new skips. If I can get this jump. Nice.
Nice.
Oh my god. Alright, so I'm going to lose time, but if I had done it perfectly, I would have saved 2 seconds. But as it is, I'm going to lose a bit of time. Not a big deal, though. But that's kind of what you're going to see me start failing on my stream soon as I try to incorporate more of these in. And shout out to Mystical for that strat. He did it much faster in the IL because he didn't wait to aim shots. He just shot them and went. But we didn't think it was possible in single segment or feasible in single segment until recently, and you know, soon it will be.
Yeah, I know one thing about the bullets in this game is that the bullets are very neutral in the fact that any bullet shot from anywhere can eliminate any baddie and also hurt you. So in certain cases, if you shoot a bullet and you end up in front of your own bullet, you can effectively eliminate yourself and cause yourself to restart.
Yeah, that happens right there on that guy below me there. You have to jump not over him, because if you're shooting down towards him, you can often fall into your own bullet and die. This level actually, that jump I just did, wasn't figured out before. I don't know if somebody did it in IL, but I just found it like earlier today, and it saves 1 jump on that level. So there's another 1 second or so. So it's good. It's good. I have to make up for the deaths, you know. Here's another apple I'm gonna beat to the finish. That one on the left. If you do those jumps correctly, you don't need to worry about it. This is one of the longest levels in the game. It's not particularly difficult, but it is long. So if you die near the end, you'll be very sad.
Yeah, I don't know about Sigma, but for me, running Lovely Planet Village is always the segment of the run that causes me to reset the most with how long each individual level is.
Yeah, what I find on Village, at least personally, is it's hard to actually die on many levels, but it's easy to make mistakes that will make you lose between 2 and 4 seconds, and that is enough to kill a run oftentimes, so Village can be pretty brutal. This is the last level of Village, so we're going to be going on to Forest soon, which introduces a couple new mechanics. So the first one is this guy over here. Killing his bullet doesn't kill him, these guys with hats, and their bullets track to you. They travel quite slowly, but their bullets likely have to die because they will follow you, and they do move a little bit faster than you can run. There's a face jump off that guy to get up to the fence there and get to the end quicker. That's actually the first... one of the first like jumping off enemies that I did in runs. Even though I did it on 112 with that specific jump, that skip was not found until much later. Oh, missed the fence.
And at the end of last level, you saw another new mechanic. It is actually the bomb. That if you stand in a specific area for too long after it becomes active, it does kill you and it forces you to restart the level. And you'll see those become more intricate as the levels go on. There's another one.
Yeah, in a speedrun, I think I've died to them maybe like just a handful of times. There's very few of them that would actually ever matter. And in fact, the one of them that kind of does matter, although I nearly died there, is on level 5-6, which I'm going to be doing the IL strat for, which hasn't been done in single segment before, except for my practice runs here at SGDQ, so I will point out when that's going to come up. But we're still in World 3, so that's a ways off. And I guess we have a couple levels that are basically just the intended strats just running to the end, so it's a good time for some more donations.
All right, sounds as good time as any. Thanks, Sigma. We got $20 here from Cat on Key. Take me to the lovely planet. Good luck with the run, Sigma. And may 5-4 be on your side.
Yeah, Cat and Key is... oh, I missed... I got... Okay, good. He's one of my regular viewers, and 5-4 is pretty much the hardest level in the game, the most likely level for you to fail completely at the end, because there's a bug you have to use, and it's pretty unforgiving, so I'll explain that more as we get closer to it, but there we go. And that also reminded me about some of the story of this game. You might ask, what the heck is the story of a game? You're just killing, you know, red dudes with faces and running to pillars. Well, there's nothing officially written, but by looking at some of the level names and kind of thinking about what this game is about when you're resetting on City over and over again as you play it, you kind of come to your own interpretation of the story as the developer, I think, intended people to become. So just share some of my thoughts on this. So first up, we're not on the lovely planet. This place is extremely lovely. I mean, the grass is covered in hearts, and it's just bright and beautiful, so it is lovely, but it's not actually the lovely planet. Our goal is to get to the lovely planet. We tried to catch a flight there, but the flight got canceled out of City. So now we're just on a journey to find a different way there. Except, why we can't just coexist with all the guys shooting at us here and just live here, I don't know. I mean, it's already lovely, and we really don't have to be, you know, committing this, like, rampage against all these red face guys. But that's just what we're doing, so, you know, you don't think about it too deeply, but I think we could learn to coexist with the baddies.
I don't know if Sigma actually knows where the location of this is, but I don't remember the level. But on one of the walls, it's actually written that, if I remember correctly, it says like there is no lovely planet or something like that.
Oh,
like
yeah.
You can't go to it.
You don't go to Lovely Planet. That's written on 513. It's on the secret path, so you wouldn't ever see it in a normal run. But maybe I can show it after the run if we've got time.
But that's also another interesting like little lore piece. It makes it kind of think about what the whole journey is and where we're actually going at the end of the game.
That's something that I think is really kind of unique about this game that you don't find in games too often anymore, is that you can play through the game normally and not notice that any of these extra secret things exist, just because if you follow the standard route, you'd never run into them. But it actually goes to show that even a game as simple as this, that with some exploration, you can find some new secretive things, which is kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, I think I got maybe half the secrets, if that, in my first playthrough, and I was pretty thorough, I thought. So I actually had to go look them up in a guide before I could finish them all and start running 100%, which is a completely brutal category in this game. I don't recommend it to anybody. Ooh, I nearly died, but we're good.
100% would require you to get a specific accuracy percentage on every single stage in the game.
Yes, and that
So-
accuracy percentage is 100, so you can't miss any shots, so you have to restart the levels. I had to reset there because I missed the jump up onto the hill. I landed in the wrong spot. Some of these hills can be tricky in how you get on them. Their tops are just composed of a bunch of triangles, and some triangles you can stand on and some you just can't. So I missed the jump up the hill, and there was an apple triggered on the other side of it, which I had then no way to kill. So now we're in a swamp, which introduces some new mechanics. One of them is the massive troll, the new players, is that you can't really see anything. So when you play through this game the first time, pretty much what's going to happen to you is you're going to kill the first 5 things you needed to kill on a swamp level and then die to the 6th one, because you have no idea where it is. And then maybe next run, or in a couple runs, when you don't fail on the first 5 things, you'll kill the 6th one, then go to the 7th one, so it's kind of rough. Also, I kind of just passed by what looked like a baddie there, a guy wearing a green hat. He's just like a ghost that hangs out in the swamp that doesn't do anything. You can't kill him. And I guess a fan theory is that all these homing bullets that are just coming out of nowhere are shot by him, but he really has nothing to do with them. These homing bullets just get triggered when you hit a certain point of the level.
And I think from a casual player's perspective, this is kind of like the first major wall that you run into when you play this game.
Oh yeah.
There's so many people that will play the game and love the first 3 worlds, and they'll get here and then they'll just be like, no, and then they'll just put down the game and never touch it ever again.
Yeah, I watched Raze do a blind race of this, and him and the other person racing had played, I think, some of World 1, and then they were like ready to go. Let's, do our 2 or 3 hour playthrough. And I turned on the streams and I was thinking, there's no way this is going to end that easily, because these levels, when you're playing them blind, they're just completely brutal, because you have like no hope of surviving against things that you can't see yet. Let me think, what's coming up? I guess some of these levels have interesting IL strats where you never really see the enemies you're going to hit. Most of them are too inconsistent to really pull off in single segment, but there's a couple coming up where there's decent setups. 2 levels from now, there's a decent setup to hit a guy and skip a whole ton of the level without ever really seeing him. And then there's another one that's coming up like 3 levels after that. There's no recovery from shooting that platform. You cannot make that jump. So it's next level, if I can eventually beat this one, where we're going to have our first blind fog shots, which I'm going to spam like crazy. I would never do this in 100% because I would not trust myself to hit this shot reliably. So there's a teleporter off to our, just in front of us when we spawn, but we don't want to take that teleporter because it takes us on this roundabout path. So I just barely got that guy before I hit the pillar, so I would have failed and got missed one if I hadn't connected with my shots there. And if you land without hitting him, those spinning tall guys, which is what the baddie was there, will just blow up and kill you if you don't finish the level fast enough. So here's another blind fog shot. You just kind of shoot over the top of this hill here, and I missed. Oh, I got him. Sweet.
Nice.
That's why 100% is so hard, because if you want to go fast and hit everything with just one shot, it's very difficult to maintain a high degree of consistency here.
There's also no crosshair built into the game.
Yeah, there's no crosshair built into the game. Speedrunning community allows crosshairs, but I don't play with one because, I don't know. Can't think of a convincing reason, but I just don't do it.
Yeah, the spinning skinny baddies function the same way as a bomb does, but they're not area dependent. If you don't eliminate them at all, they will cause you to reset no matter where you're at in the level.
So here's a good skip here. Shout out to Drams, one of the original Love the Planet ILers, except I missed the shot, so rest in peace. But this is his skip. He did a lot of work on Swamp ILing.
And I don't think we explained this, but just so you know, like again, if anyone is new to the game, whenever he runs into one of these yellow mouth-shaped things, it's essentially a teleport. It teleports you to a different part of the level, and it can actually get kind of confusing when you're playing through it for the first time, because sometimes you'll actually hit a trigger before you go through the teleporter, and then you have to deal with something in the other side of the teleporter that you might not have ever seen before.
So now we're on to the last set of levels in the game. This is mountains. The snow is not fatal, but it will freeze you, and it costs 2 seconds to unfreeze. So we go to great lengths in this level to not get frozen. And even though I'm going this very roundabout path, it is faster to do this. I think I missed the guy. I did. And I failed the sieve glitch. So the sieve bug is kind of what I was talking about before. And it's unique to these mountains levels. Okay, did I hit him? I hit him. I missed that guy. So we'll get to see it again if I don't fail it this time. So some of the civilians start shooting at you, and they count both as civilians and baddies. Normally, killing a civilian will reset you to the start of a level, but you have a 0.3 second window before that happens. So on mountains levels, if you pick one of the civilians that will shoot at you, and you kill them, and then end the level within 0.3 seconds, you can finish without having to go out of your way to get to some inconvenient baddies here. And this is 5-4, the level that was mentioned in the donation comment. This has a double sieve glitch. I'm skipping 2 baddies, and then I have to sync up kills on 2 sieves. I did it wrong. I shot too early on the last guy. So this level is really brutal, because you really don't have a second chance at this semi-long shot. There, I got it. So you hear the double death scream of those sieves, and you advance.
Nice.
And now coming up right away here is, this is a strat that I worked on in the TAS. I'm doing it much slower than I did in the TAS, but it will be faster than doing this level normally by a fair bit. Hang on, unless I fall and die. All right. We're good, we're good.
And again, I don't know if it was mentioned, but I do believe it's new to this area, is you see the skinny blue guys, they're not actually people that make you fail the level when you shoot them. They're actually teleporters, so the second that you hit one, you were teleported to its location. And on 5-4, you saw him teleporting all over the place because he was shooting one missile and then shooting at another missile, which would then both hit 2 teleporters. immediately one after another, which didn't really give him a lot of time to react.
Yeah, the shots on 5-4 are very tight. There's no backup because if you miss, you're just going to either kill a Civ or have to hit the end without having killed a Civ. So you're just done for once you make any mistake on there. But doing that strategy saves 12 seconds over the normal route, so you can completely fail it like I did, and you will still save time if you get it the second try. Let me just not jump on that platform there. That's really good.
To help out if anyone's still confused about exactly how the civilian glitch works, as it was explained before, the only requisite to completing a level is bringing the baddie count to 0. And since the civilians that do shoot bullets at you are counted as baddies, if you do miss one and you shoot the civilian that counts as a baddie, it'll still reduce the counter to 0.
Yeah, an interesting thing actually, and how the civilian glitch was discovered was if you kill a civilian and do that, but you've already killed all the baddies, the game will actually tell you that you missed -1 baddies and give you a level fail. So I got my long shot there the first try, so I didn't have to go back, so that's good. This next level it's not too bad speedrun-wise, but this is the hardest level in the game casually. Like, you'd be not surprised to see people spend upwards of half an hour on it. So I missed one of the shots, but I can Civ glitch off this guy at the end and keep going. That was actually really close to me failing it, but we're in there.
First try 514. We take those.
And one more Civ glitch finishes off almost. I had to wait a sec there. And this is the last level in this game, so when I go and hit the rocket at the end, it'll be time. So we'll see if I can just not fail the couple skips that are on here. Just this minor movement optimization. I failed that one, but maybe it was a second. So as soon as I hit this, it's going to be time, right now.
Nice.
So there's the lovely planet. I'd just like to give a shout out to everybody else who runs this game. We were a small community, but we all come hang out on each other's streams and tell each other that we're bad and just try to hit our shots. And of course, my coach and everybody who comes and watches my stream and keeps me sane when I'm resetting on City over and over and over again. So there you have it.
Thank you, Sigma, for that lovely run of Lovely Planet. Got some well wishes that came in during your run that I didn't have a chance to get to. I'd like to get some of those out of the way. Got $20 from CP Bob. I waited 2 hours after work to see our boys Sigma play this. Good luck from your old TF2 friends Bob, Jolly, Rag, and Doug. Also had $60 from Mr. Squirrel. Excited to see the run that I saw practiced on Twitch. Good luck, Sigmasin. Metroid Animals, $10 to follow Captain Kirk's suggestion. Let them die. $10 to see Poexel and Sencha bust out that Gato song with feeling. Please put the remaining $10 towards Swordless Zelda. Thank you very much, Mr. Squirrel. Also got $10 from Cosmic the Dolphin. Sigma, it's Cosmic. I woke up, walked down, and you started. Perfect timing. Good luck with the rest of the run. We also had a $30 anonymous donation. Hey, Sigma, good luck with the run. Go for those hot IL strats. Also had $50 from Radic. Hey, brother, so lovely. Good luck on mountains. And finally, we had a $50 donation from Robin and Drew. What a lovely day for some Lovely Planet. Keep up the good work and good job hitting those blind shots. From your cousins in Regina. Alrighty, and now we will go to a short commercial